Good afternoon. Today we're going to talk about some reasons that production managers and other brands should consider moving their production back to the US or at least supplementing it. I'm actually not pushing America for America's sake. It really is a business case a lot of times. And what we did is we surveyed 6,000 people that were running production, right? And a lot of them were producing overseas in China. And we wanted to know, like, what are the biggest challenges that you're facing? We did another video about the first one, which is turnaround time, right? And so with that one, it really has to do with now the market has changed. We're serving our customers faster. We need to manage our inventory because we're selling direct to consumer, right? And so we need to be able to replenish our production at a rate that does not lose sales. So what does that mean? Having quick turnaround here in the US and the supply chain that is set up so that we can replenish orders and make sure that there's something for the customer is huge. We do that here by kind of like stocking fabric or making sure that we're using fabrics that are just available right across the street. LA is amazing. I always talk about it, but it has everything you could possibly want. But we set it up so that it's already done, so that your markers are done, the samples are done, and we're really in a position to do a reorder just like that when you are running low on inventory, okay? So I really push that speed thing because you just can't, there's certain things you just can't do when you're on the other side of the world, not to mention how bad it is for the environment. All right, the next thing is cost. So what we asked is, okay, well, what's the biggest challenge? Cost is a challenge, but we're not just talking about labor costs. And I think from reading this is kind of like my takeaway is that, number one, the orders have to be big, and they're bigger than they need to be because of minimums. And so you might have experienced this where you want to put in an order and they have a minimum of 1,000 units in China or something, or in Bangladesh or India, wherever you're producing. So the total amount you spend is more. Even though the per unit might be less, the total amount you spend is more. And you're also not necessarily doing the best job of understanding what is my landed price when you look at shipping, tariffs, when you look at, all the other things that go into managing it. And then the big one, which is going there. You need to go there. And if you're not super well versed in this stuff, I wouldn't recommend going because you don't even know what you're looking for. Again, this is one of the reasons that we like to partner up with our brands to manage production wherever it is so that we can make sure that it's done right. And ultimately, we have the questions to ask. We know what to make sure is happening wherever it's done. And in the long run, you want to find a supply chain structure that really works for you. So these are the challenges that you get when you just go with the cheapest guy overseas, as opposed to really setting up a supply chain with a team and a partner that really is trying to make you win long term. I also will flip it back on you because I often see brands that are selling their products at such a low price that they don't even give themselves room to make a profit. So I would say it's always good to do this exercise, which is, are you selling at the right resale price point for your market? A lot of people have this type of thinking, which is, you need to really consider raising prices. And you want to look at what are other people in your industry really doing. Don't compare it to the big guys that are selling mass market and doing such a huge amount of volume with lower prices. You want to compare yourself to the people that are smaller that are doing your amount of quantity. So don't compare yourself to Nike and Calvin Klein and these big guys. It's just not who you want to be comparing your economics to because they have huge economies of scale. Look at the specialty stores, this other direct-to-consumer brands that are selling smaller units. You're going to see their price points are higher. They're selling something unique and different, and they're able to get a premium for it. Okay, that helps you to not necessarily lower your costs, but increase your profit. And then the last thing is fabric sourcing. So biggest problem with fabric sourcing is not just, it's like finding the stuff, finding the quality product. And a lot of you are looking for sustainable fabrics, which is something we have a ton of here in LA, which is awesome. And so again, by being here and us working directly with the mills, like across the street, guys, like I'm in downtown. These are the trenches. This is like where it's being milled. So the mills are here, the dye houses are here, everything's right here. We have so much more control over what's going on. And then we can set up programs again so that the fabric is ready to go. So if you're interested in setting up a supply chain with us, let us know. I mean, that's really what we're excited to do, to make sure that fabric is available through time, right? That your costs are manageable through time, and the turnaround is there so that you're quick. So again, we're coming back to how can we solve these big issues? We can do it by producing right here. Give us a call if you're interested, and just comment below if this was helpful or if you have any questions. See ya.